My channel. I just feel like I need to say good morning. I just woke up. I'm sitting on the floor of my hotel room. The background is like weirding me out because this is kind of the best I could do in terms of like lighting and background, and anyways, I'm sure nobody really cares. Today we are going to be doing a life update plus Q&A. I'm so excited for this video because I looked at most of the questions you guys sent in and they are so good. I promised myself I would get better at making monthly Q&As because I love filming them. I know you guys love watching them. Personally, I love watching Q&As as well. So here we are with the Q&A for October. I'm drinking a London fog latte and I am currently just outside of Vancouver. I am here for a work trip. So let's start out with the life update and then we will move into the questions. Also, if you're new, my name is Zoe. I would love for you to subscribe, and whether or not you're new, please like this video because it really supports my channel, okay? Okay. Also, if you want to be a part of the next Q&A, you can follow me on Instagram. All right, so like I said, I'm here for work. It is so weird to say this. This is my first ever work trip being self-employed. It is very, very surreal. It is so like cool and amazing. I feel like I'm just like living my dream right now, which is, oh, it's insane. The reason I'm here, I have been teasing this a little bit. I'm like so bad with teasing stuff because I feel like I would rather just have something be done and then show you guys like the finished result, which I'm going to do today. But I have been teasing that I am working on a product with The Line. So you guys may know The Line is the stationery company that I use for my budgeting needs and my cash envelopes. And we have been working together for the past many months on designing something that you guys can hold in your hands, that you can use every single day. And I just really wanted you guys to have a physical product because I felt like it was a way of making what I do here on YouTube tangible, but also connecting you and I in the way that we can have something that's, you know, the same and that we use the same thing and the same method. I designed my dream planner. You guys know I live by my planner. I love my planners. I have loved my planners since I was like a younger girl. Like I want to say since middle school, I've always loved my planner. I've loved having a paper planner. Every time the new school year rolled around or the new year rolled around, I was like so excited to get my planner. It was always such an exciting purchase. So working with The Line, I designed all of the inside pages. She made them come to life in a beautiful way. We designed the outside and I am going to show it to you guys today. I feel like I'm like shaking right now. So you guys, officially introducing the Gentle Productivity Planner. These are the two colors that it comes in. So we have, I would call this one champagne and I would call this one blush. This logo was designed by a graphic designer here in Montreal. He lives in my neighborhood. He's amazing. I really wanted to channel the gentle productivity for a planner, just to be your daily reminder to go easy on yourself and to work and be productive in a way that feels good for you. I am going to wait before showing you guys the inside pages. This is just a teaser. These planners are launching early November, so you can sign up for The Line's newsletter to be notified, but I will be posting a monthly reset for November, and the day I post that video, I will show you guys the inside pages of this planner, and you guys will be able to purchase. So look out for my monthly reset because that means that these have gone on sale. There are limited stock because this is my first time ever launching a product. I have no idea how it's gonna go. I really, really hope you guys love it. We designed this with so much love, and the other thing that was really important to me was that the price point was affordable and accessible for you guys. So the price point is amazing. There's going to be free shipping across North America. I just can't wait for you guys to get your hands on these, to use it. I can't wait to use it every single day. I've been waiting for November 1st to do my reset and start using it. And just to know that across Canada, across the world, we are going to be writing in the same planner and just have this connection together, it's like thrilling to me. So it's just like, oh, it's so cool. So these are my new planners. The reason I'm here in Vancouver is because the line is based out of Vancouver and we are doing the photo shoot here to be able to promote these planners. So I met up with Raisa in Montreal a couple weeks ago, but now like this is the real deal. Photo shoot, launch, like everything. So oh, this is so cool. Anyways, I really hope you guys love it. I hope you guys will be excited. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's so surreal. So these are the planners. I love them. Like when I hold these, I feel like this is something that I could have bought at like Indigo. When I open the pages, I'm just like, I made that? Like I look at it and it's so familiar because exactly like I made it, but I can't believe that I'm holding something that like I designed and that I put a lot of love into and a lot of thought into, that it's here and that you guys will have it as well is just incredible. My heart is like racing right now because that is the first time that I really talk about these planners. I've only ever done like a little bit of a tease. And I don't know if anyone, maybe in your head you guessed it, but I didn't see any like comments guesses. I think everyone thought it was gonna be budgeting related, but I really wanted this to be for just every single person out there. Alrighty, so other life updates. The last couple of vlogs I posted, I was feeling like very slumpy vibes. I was like struggling a lot mentally. I feel like that was the case literally until I landed here in Vancouver, and I had like a little conversation with myself in my head, and I was like, you can stew in your mind, you can be anxious, you can be worried, or you can enjoy this trip. Like, you are gonna go home and regret it so much if you ruin this trip. And I've ruined so many trips for myself, just being in my head, worrying about stuff at home, worrying about like school or work. And I told myself, Zoe, just enjoy this. This is your first ever business trip. Like, just be here, be in the moment and enjoy it. So that's what I was just like kept on reminding myself yesterday. We landed here in Vancouver yesterday. JS is actually with me, being a supportive boyfriend. And we went out for lunch, we got coffee, we walked around Stanley Park, and it was just so beautiful. So I'm feeling a lot better. The thing that's funny is, I was thinking about this morning, is sometimes what it takes to get you out of a slump is to really throw yourself out of your environment and out of your routine. The problem is that's not always realistic, right? We can't just jump on a plane or get in our car and go stay in a hotel every time we're in a slump. It doesn't always work like that. But anyways, I am just so grateful to be here. I can't believe, once again, like I'm launching a product. I can't believe I'm about to be like in a photo shoot. Like, that is not my world. It's funny because I'm on camera a lot, obviously, like doing vlogs and filming videos like this, but photos for me, like posed photos, are completely different. Like, I feel like talking is my thing. Posing is not so much my thing. I even have a hard time posing for thumbnails. So like, this is gonna be so interesting. But the mood board that we've made for the photo shoot is like so Pinterest and beautiful, and I'm sure the pictures are just gonna turn out incredible. Like, working with the line and she has like a creative director that she works with. So there's literally a creative director for this photo shoot. Her name is Roya. So talented. Like, oh, I think that's it for life updates. I really want to get into the Q&A because there are so many good questions. Like I said, I would love for you guys, let me know in the comments what you are up to, what day is it when you're watching this video. Like I said, it's the morning time for me. I'm so also disoriented because Vancouver is 3 hours behind Montreal. So I think it's like 9 a.m. here, which means it's like lunchtime for me at home. I don't know. And today's Thursday. All right, now before we get into the questions, I want to thank Garage for sponsoring this video. They are such an amazing supporter of my channel, and of course I'm wearing Garage. I'm always wearing Garage. I just love talking to you guys about them because they are affordable, they are Canadian, and they make great high quality clothing. So I put this sweater on this morning. This is like a loungy sweater. As soon as I put it on, JS was like, oh my gosh, that's such a cool sweater. And then I went downstairs and grabbed a coffee, and the barista was like, I love your sweater. So within 10 minutes of wearing it, I got 2 compliments, which feels so good. And I'm still wearing my new pajamas, which are these super cute fold over like flowy shorts and this really nice, super soft tank top. I like how the tank top just kind of bunches up so you get a little bit of skin. It's like that really, it kind of gives that like casual look without being tight and like cutting into your skin. It just rolls up, which I find super, super cute. The material is so soft, and then this sweater is so soft and like spongy, cozy as well. I also got the pajama set in black, so this is the tank top in black. I got a size small, and in the black I actually got these long pants. They're super thin and soft, but they have a nice flared leg. These will be so nice for here, wearing around the hotel, and then back home, just like wearing around the house, wearing to bed. It's really nice to get cute new pajamas and loungewear for the fall and winter, especially for like sitting around reading, which you guys know I've been obsessed with, cooking, stuff like that. Then lastly, sticking with the loungewear, the next set that I got is so cute. This is more like wear out of the house loungewear, but I am obsessed. I wore this on the plane yesterday. This sweatshirt, it says Montana Rocky Mountains. You guys know I love sweatshirts with different locations that I haven't been to. But the color of the sweatshirt with the writing, oh my gosh, I just love it. I find it looks so Pinteresty, and the way that these are stuck on, they kind of are bubbled, so there's actually a really nice texture. So this sweatshirt is amazing. I got a size small. It already comes oversized, so you can order your true size unless you want like really oversized, then you can go up a size. And there's a nice fleece inside, so it's super, super warm. And these pants are insane. These are cargo sweatpants, and I have seen these at other brands going for so much money, and the Garage ones are way more affordable. They're super, super thick and comfy. There's a pocket on the back, and then there's the pockets on the side, and they're kind of like a wider, straight leg. I have these in like a bright pink, and I always get a ton of compliments on them, and this set is just so good. So thank you so much to Garage for sponsoring this video and for their ongoing support on my channel. You guys know I love them. Garage, you know I love you. And of course, I really appreciate their support here on my channel. It is such a dream come true working with Garage, a brand that I have loved for so many years. I'll have everything I just showed linked down below, and I always say this, but you guys, whenever you click on my links, it really does support my channel, even if it's just for window shopping. So kisses around. I'm gonna go pick up my phone and let's get into the Q&A. The first question we are going to start with is from Sarah. She says, how to practice self-love and acceptance. This can be so difficult. This is definitely something that I struggle with. When I first saw this question, I was reflecting about it a lot, and I feel like I experienced two different kinds of self-love and acceptance. There was physical self-love and acceptance. So this was specifically when I was younger, accepting the way that I look and learning to look at myself in the mirror and be happy with what I see in terms of like my face, my hair. Being honest, I still struggle with my body image, but I want to say through my teenage years, I hated the way I looked. Like I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, you're so ugly. Like I would look at my nose and I would like stare in the mirror and like reshape my nose and dream about getting like a nose job. I would look at myself and hate that I had brown eyes. I would be like, you'd be so much more beautiful if you had blue or green eyes. Like everything about myself that I could hate about myself, specifically on my face, I like would. When I smile, I get this like pop out dimple, and I would like be mad about that. And that was like a slow journey. I feel like throughout university as well, I didn't love how I looked. That self-love journey really changed when I discovered the law of attraction and the power of speaking kindly to yourself and speaking uplifting words and words of self-love to yourself, even if you don't believe it. And that's where I learned also kind of the fake it till you make it confidence. And I would every day, rather than look at myself and say something mean, I would start looking at myself and saying something nice. And that worked. It really worked. And I was able to change the relationship that I had with myself when looking at myself in the mirror. So that was kind of my like physical self-love. And now I can honestly say like I do like how I look. Like I said, I struggle with body image, which is something that is so difficult. I think physical self-love, be it face, body, hair, whatever, as women is really difficult because we're constantly being told that we're not good enough. We see people, especially nowadays, like we see people getting fillers, plastic surgery, you know, weight loss treatments, sculpting, whatever. So we're always having to fight to remind ourselves that we are enough. So I'm definitely not perfect with that, but the positive self-talk really changed the game for me with like physical self-love. Also, there were small things, like I didn't love my nose, like I said. I don't know why, like now I look at my nose and I'm like, it's fine. But I really didn't like my nose, so I got a nose piercing, and that helped tremendously because I don't want to get a nose job. Like no, that's scary, like really scary. The other thing that I thought that really helped with like physical self-love was, like, you guys don't understand how badly I wanted a nose job. I would look at myself in the mirror multiple times a day and dream of getting a nose job. And then one day I thought, well, I hope to have a daughter someday. I hope that one day I'll have a daughter. And I even had this thought like whenever it was, like in high school. And if I had a daughter, let's say there's a 50% chance she gets my nose. If I change my nose and my daughter looks at herself in the mirror and says, I hate my nose is ugly, I wouldn't be able to say, no, honey, your nose is beautiful, because I'd be a hypocrite who hated my nose and changed it. And so I was like, would that one day be the message I want to send to my daughter? No, therefore I need to learn to accept it. And I don't know how I was like so enlightened as a teenager to have that thought, but I did, and that was a game changer for me. And then yeah, I got it pierced. I have like a loop hoop nose ring. I had a stud for many years and then switched to a hoop, and that also really helped because it was just like this cute accessory on my face, distracting me from like thinking my nose was too big. More important than physical self-love is internal. And here's where I do really struggle. I will have days where I'm like, I'm fantastic, I'm killing it, I love myself, I love my life. And I will have days where I'm like, Zoey, you're a slob, you're useless, you're worthless, where I'm really mean to myself. I believe the solution is still that positive self-talk, because all we have sometimes is the voice inside our head, is ourselves, and we get to choose how we talk to ourselves. Sometimes it might be habit to say something mean, but we get to condition our brains and condition ourselves to say nicer things to ourselves. So that's definitely something I need to work on. I will go through phases where I'm really on it. For example, when I was on vacation in Hawaii, I was reading You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, and she recommends literally speaking to yourself in the mirror and being like, wow, you're so beautiful, you're so worthy, you're so wonderful, you're so great, like speaking positive things. And I was doing it. Like in the mirrors in Hawaii, I'd be like, what's up? Like, you're so great, look at you living your dream life. Like, and I felt fantastic. But I guess it's kind of like, you know, when you're on vacation and you're very relaxed, it's easier to do that positive self-talk compared to when you're in the thick of everyday life and you're stressed and, you know, you've got to go get the dog food, you've got to finish your work, you've got to clean your apartment, like you're so overwhelmed. It's easier to fall back into your habits of negative self-talk. So I really want to work on being better with my self-talk as it relates to like myself and my spirit, because I think that's the key to happiness and that's the key to self-love. And I do believe that every human on this earth deserves like happiness and love, and that starts with loving ourselves. So anyways, all that story to say that I'm definitely not perfect. And it's really something that I struggle with, and it's kind of sad to admit, but it's real. And yeah, maybe we can work on getting better together. Chasing Life with Chelsea asks tips for moving in with your partner. Great question. I have had nothing but a positive experience moving in with JS. We just really work well together. But I definitely do have some tips, and this one might be a little bit controversial. So I have always hated the idea of compromise. I hate that word. People will say, oh, marriage is about compromise, being in a relationship is about compromise, living with your partner is about compromise. And to me, compromise sounds like no one's happy. It's like, I wanted this, he wanted that, or she wanted that, they wanted that, whatever. So no one got what they wanted. To me, that's how I see compromise. I know that's not necessarily what it means, but that's how I see it. So my philosophy is, rather than compromise, let's find an area where we're both happy. So rather than I want this, he wants that, so we get this, it's I want that, he wants that, we both want this. A lot of the times in our situation, that is with stuff like furniture. For example, I really wanted like a big fluffy bed. Like I wanted one of those like bubble beds, and he wanted like minimalist wood, whatever. And I didn't like any of the wood beds I was seeing until we found the Silk and Snow bed frame. So we waited, we didn't make any rush decisions, and then we were like, oh, this is the bed frame that we both like. I think if you're patient, you can land somewhere where both of you are happy rather than like forcing a compromise. That's really how I see it. It's also the same with like art and stuff. Him and I have very, very different tastes in terms of like the art we would like on the walls. So we haven't changed anything because we're waiting to find that stuff that both of us really, really like. Another tip that I got that was really helpful for me is it actually came from a friend of mine who moved in with her boyfriend. And she had mentioned that in the beginning, when they first moved in together, they lost a little bit of romance between them because now this person goes from not just being your partner, but also your roommate, right? You have to share the dishes with that person. You have to share maybe a bathroom with that person. And yeah, sometimes the romance can get lost. What she told me was that one of the things she told me that, again, really stuck with me was that they would leave, one of them would leave for work and they would just be like, bye, I'm out. They wouldn't go give a kiss. They wouldn't be like, bye, I love you. They were just really in the routine going about their business. And she said they implemented a rule that was every time you come in the house and every time you leave the house, you give your partner a kiss, tell them you love them. Hi, I'm home. Bye, I'm leaving. And that was just wonderful advice because I really make sure to do that with JS. Instead of being like, bye, I'm leaving, and kind of taking that person for granted, it's I walk over to where he is, I give him a hug, I give him a kiss, I love you, I'm leaving, bye. Or if one of us walks in, the rule is that we either have to like come to the door, or if we're busy, like let's say I come in, he's busy at his desk, as long as he's like not on a call, I go over, I give him a hug. So that's something that's really important, and it helps kind of reinforce the love in your relationship and keep the love, but also like while living together and being roommates. The other thing I'm gonna say, and this is not sexy, but you've gotta schedule dates. You've got to maybe schedule time to be intimate, because living together, the just wheels of life turn really fast, and you kind of get out of that mindset of like, oh, it's Tuesday and I'm so excited to see my partner, we're going on a date or whatever. You could go weeks and weeks and weeks without consciously going on a date, and time just flies, as we all know. So plan your date nights. Don't forget to be intimate with each other. From Anna, in general, what makes you the happiest? I love this question, and I was thinking about it a lot yesterday. I also talked about it with JS, and when I was reflecting on my like ultimate happiest moments, and I'm really happy to say they actually all take place outside. I think moments where I'm so happy and so in the moment and disconnected is when I'm outside and when I'm enjoying this like beautiful earth. I think I feel a very spiritual connection to the outdoors, things like looking at the sky, looking at trees, looking at water. Those make me feel very spiritually connected, and that makes me feel very at peace, but also very happy. The happiest times in my life that I can think back on are when I was in Australia. I have this one specific memory of being at the beach all day with my best friend Gracie, walking back to our residence at sunset, and the sky was pink and orange and yellow. And Gracie is very religious, she's Christian, and I would say I'm more spiritual, but we can both connect on kind of the spiritual element. And we were looking at the sky and we were just like, oh my gosh, like someone made this beautiful earth. And it didn't matter that the someone to her was maybe different than the someone to me. We just were both like marveling at the beauty of the world. I'm like gonna cry talking about this, but it was such a special moment with her, and that's like one of the happiest moments. And then there's also super happy moments like when I was in Banff with Camilla and Mary, and again we were outside and we're just like, look at these mountains, look at this beautiful earth and this planet that we live on. Oh my gosh. Hawaii again, like, and then there's like the more day-to-day things, like when I'm outside walking with Maggie and I hear the birds singing, or in the spring, you know, you notice the flowers, in the fall the leaves are changing, like just appreciating the outdoors and appreciating nature and like this world that we live in. It makes me so happy. But it's funny because in all of my like top core happiest memories, there's also water involved. I'm near either a lake or I'm near the ocean. So I think being near water also makes me really happy. La Plume d'Aurore asks, how do you prep for Christmas expenses, gifts, food, etc.? So this is the first year, I'm so happy to say, this is the first year where I'm actually preparing financially for Christmas, and it feels so good. I would say I am passively preparing. So if you watch my monthly money from September, I got a new cash envelope, and all of my leftover cash at the end of the month is going right into my new Christmas cash envelope. So that's me just like passively putting aside money for Christmas. I already have about $300 in there. Hopefully at the end of this month, more money goes in, and I think my ideal amount would be about $1,000 for like Christmas gifts and just expenses related to Christmas. So that's how I'm prepping for the gifts portion, is again kind of passively. Food and stuff is a really great point, because if you are hosting, if you're planning on cooking and baking, groceries are so expensive now. So that could be another thing that you add to the like Christmas cash envelope, or that I would add in my case. But I did see a comment the other day that was really, really smart, which was to how to prep for these expenses throughout the year. So like Christmas, in my case, skiing. This person suggested adding up the totals. So let's say I'm going to spend $1,000 on skiing and I'm going to spend $1,000 on Christmas, whatever, dividing that by 12 and seeing, okay, every month up until Christmas costs me this much money, and then putting aside that much money every single month so that by Christmas you've reached your goal. Now, that's on a 1-year plan. So like you could start that in January for the following Christmas. Obviously right now we're the end of October, it's coming up a bit quicker, but you could still do that same strategy and say, okay, I need $1,000 for Christmas, November, December, 2 months, $500 a month I need to put aside, something like that. I'm really excited actually for Christmas this year because I'm saving up. I love giving gifts, but I also will tend to feel very guilty when buying gifts, because you're buying for everyone at the same time, right? So you're like, oh my gosh, I just spent $1,000. But if you've already saved up in advance, you don't have that worry. So I'm really excited for that. I also, because I'm saving up in advance, I want to be smart with my gift buying and maybe purchase some things on Black Friday, like well in advance, so that maybe I can get some deals and I can already pay it off straight away because I already have the cash. That makes me really excited too. Elvira asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years personally and career-wise? So, oh my gosh, I remember being 25 and in 5 years it was like, okay, in 5 years I'll be 30. In 5 years I'll be 32. Wow. I feel like there's such a mental load that comes with the age of 30 that it's like, oh my gosh, okay, by 30 I've got to have like this certain checklist, which is obviously not true. I have friends who are 30 and older and it's like, they're just normal people. They're just like me. They didn't completely have a metamorphosis when they turned 30. So I need to like kind of unlearn that, but I definitely put certain pressures on myself. Like I definitely put like a marriage pressure by 30. I'm like, gotta be married by 30. And then I'm like, okay, 32, I'm probably gonna start to wanna have kids. So those, I definitely do see those two things for myself in the next 5 years. Kids, I definitely do feel like it's more towards like 5-year mark. However, though, sometimes I think like I'm just gonna wake up and be like, I'm ready to go. But I don't think that's yet. I feel like there's just more. I definitely want more financial stability before I like start having kids. It's so boring. It's like marriage, kids, maybe I want a house. Yeah, I wish it was more interesting than that. Oh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna say a fun one. I hope that I'll have traveled like maybe a bit more exotically in the next 5 years. I really want to go to Japan. I was thinking about that yesterday. And then like there's so much of Europe that I haven't seen yet. So I hope I get to do some really cool travels in the next 5 years. And then career-wise, it's so interesting. I want YouTube to last as long as it possibly can. I would love for YouTube to really be like my full main job. I always see myself having side projects, but I would just love for my channel to grow, to continue to grow, and just keep having cool opportunities through YouTube, because it's literally my dream job. Like I've been watching YouTube since I'm 11 years old, and just it was whether I knew it explicitly or not, this has always been my dream. And so I just hope to continue doing that, and in 5 years I still want to be doing this. I really want to have more physical products in 5 years. Making this planner was so cool. I mean, we haven't gone through the launch or anything like that, but it's so cool to have something that you made that you can hold in your hands. And I really hope to do more like this, things that, you know, you guys can purchase and you guys can use, and it can make you happy or make your life easier, or a little bit more fun, bring a little bit of brightness to your day, that's affordable, that is something that I definitely want to continue to do career-wise. Other than that, I can't say too much. Like, it's 5 years is so honestly short. It's a long time away, but it goes by so quick. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of all I have for that question. Similarly though, I just want to find it because somebody asked me, oh yeah, Ross Hazel asked, do you ever get scared that content creators may not be a long-time career? And this is a question that I see quite frequently. Both I receive it frequently and I see other people being asked this quite frequently. Not really, to be honest. I worry, okay, I should rephrase that. I think being a content creator is a long-time career. Could it be for me? Yes, I can see myself doing this for a very long time. I've seen other people doing this for a very long time. I worry that it may not be a long-time career for me because I worry that people might lose interest in me. I may not, honestly, and this goes back to the whole self-love thing, is like, sometimes I worry, I'm like, oh, everyone's gonna lose interest in me. I'm not interesting enough. I'm not like cool enough. My life isn't fascinating enough or aspirational enough, right? There's so much on YouTube that's like all about aspiration, and obviously those YouTubers and content creators, Instagrammers, whatever, who are very, very aspirational, their channels grow more quickly. They get more views. So yeah, sometimes I worry that I'm not aspirational enough and that eventually, you know, people will lose interest in me or I'll just not be interesting after a while. But that's just like, I don't know, that's just maybe my own insecurities. I do believe YouTube is here to stay. YouTube's been around for a very, very long time. I don't think it's going anywhere. If I were a TikToker, if I were an Instagrammer, I think I'd be more worried and I'd want to diversify more. But I just like really, really believe in YouTube. But I also think it's important to still diversify. That's why I like having my contract and now having business ventures like this. Yeah, that's my answer. Yes, I worry about it, but I still really want to be doing this. I don't have all of my eggs in this basket, but a lot of my eggs are in this basket. But that being said, I mean, I think I've said this before, it's like, I can always go back to school. I have a degree, like I can always go out and get another job. No matter what you're doing in life, whether it's content creation or something else, maybe you dropped everything because you wanted to open a store, you wanted to open a coffee shop, you wanted to start a clothing line. If that doesn't work out, you can just pivot and change and you'll be fine. From Christina, tips for starting a YouTube. What would you do differently? Great question. My best tips are, first of all, to be yourself. It's really obvious when someone is trying to copy someone else or is like putting on a forced personality. There are a million YouTubers out there, but there's no one like you. So really the only way to stand out and to diversify your content is by being yourself. The second thing is be consistent. So many people want to start a YouTube channel. So many people want to be a content creator. They post one video, they post one picture, and then they stop. And then they're like, why isn't this working? You have to be consistent. You have to stick to it. You need to post once a week minimum. Honestly, I believe once a week minimum. The more frequently you can post when you're starting out, the better. The next thing I want to say is you have to have no expectations. If you want to start a YouTube channel and you have expectations of having 10,000 subscribers in the first year, 50,000 subscribers in the first year, you're going to be disappointed. It's possible. We all hear those stories of people who grew super fast and they're making so much money. Like think of Kelly Stamps, right? If you know who she is, she just blew up. Another one who really blew up was Alia Zeta. Her channel just blew up. But for every Kelly Stamps and Alia Zeta, there are people whose channels are not blowing up. My growth on YouTube has been very, very slow and steady. And it's been like 2 years that I say, I'm gonna hit 100,000 this year. 2 years and I haven't hit it. I'm not gonna hit it this year. I hit 50. And so learning to be happier with the smaller milestones is really important. But back to the beginning, you need to be doing this for fun. You need to have so much fun doing this that if no one is watching or very few people are watching, you're not gonna be discouraged and you're gonna keep up with it. People who come into this and they're like, they just wanna make money, they want to become famous, get clout, whatever, they're gonna be disappointed. So that is my best tip. I didn't come into it hoping to make money or hoping to be like famous or anything like that. Like I was really just working as a consultant and documenting my life and having fun. The thing that I would do differently is I used to force myself to vlog when I wasn't feeling up for it because I wanted to put out more content. But vlogs aren't always what, at least in my case, vlogs were not what was making my channel grow. The things that were making my channel grow were the money videos, were the monthly resets, and then like quitting my job, which I'm not gonna just do that for a video. So I used to try and like put out more content by putting out more vlogs. I'd force myself to vlog. I'd force myself to like always be editing, but then like the vlogs weren't moving my channel forward. So looking back, I would have put more effort. I would have put more of my efforts into those videos that do propel your channel forward and not just the vlogs. The vlogs for me now, I see them as like fun. I'm like, these vlogs are not gonna blow up my channel, but they're fun. They're the videos I love doing. I don't know if they're my absolute favorite because like I shift in terms of favorites. Like Q&As are my favorite, vlogs are my favorite, monthly monies are my favorite. Like they're kind of all my favorite, but I see them as being like fun, as a way of connecting with you guys rather than, oh, this is what's gonna, you know, make me get more subscribers. So I would put less focus on the vlogs, more focus on like the money videos, and also just not forcing myself to do something when I wasn't in the mood. I would like, I remember, I have memories of like it being the weekend and Camilla was over and I'm like, I just gotta finish editing this vlog, and she'd be like waiting for me so we could go like out on a Saturday during the day, like go grab coffee or whatever, and I'm at my desk like forcing myself to edit a video because I had to stick to my editing, to my upload schedule. However, I should have just been more worried about the number of uploads per week and not the actual day. Like if it goes up on Sunday or goes up on Monday, like it's fine. So I would have just been less stressed, which is a lot of like past advice. Like I got a few other questions of like, if you could give yourself past advice, it's like, chill the F out, Zoe. But that's still relevant for me right now. So yeah. I just had to move because my battery was like dying. So I just had to plug you guys in. Let's find some other questions. I need you guys to let me know how long you want these Q&As to be, because I get so many questions, which makes me so happy. And then I record for like 40 minutes, but then it edits down to like 30 sometimes. So yeah, let me know how long you'd like these videos to be, and then I'll just like make them the according length. So I want to get into some money questions. This one is from Julie and I love it. It is, do you think it's also possible to build wealth in a corporate, let's try that again. Do you think it's also possible to build wealth in a corporate job? Didn't feel the freelance thing. Yes, I want to talk about this because I feel like on social media and like in podcasts and everything, sometimes there's like this messaging that unless you are a freelancer or an entrepreneur, you're never gonna like be able to build wealth, or the only way to like get wealthy and be successful is to have your own business, be an entrepreneur, whatever. That is not true. That is not true. Being a freelancer does not equal you're rich or you're wealthy or you're building wealth. At the stage that I am at right now, I would probably be making more money had I stuck with my corporate career path. I'd probably be making like 6 figures, and I'm not there yet with my freelance endeavors. I am confident that I'm gonna get there, but you know, at 27 right now, I would probably have more money in the bank had I stuck with corporate, and that's okay. But I'm just telling you guys this. I'm only telling you guys this to just paint a more realistic picture of being a freelancer doesn't mean you've got like tons of money. You have to be a very successful freelancer. My camera died again, even though it's plugged in. So I think what I was just saying was like, being a freelancer doesn't mean that you're bringing in tons and tons of money. So there absolutely is a way to build wealth with a corporate job. I believe, and from like the research that I've done, if you will, the best way to build wealth, I would say there's 2 ways, okay? But the number one best way is something that I struggle with so much, and that is to live below your means. No matter what salary you make, if you can live below your means and put aside money, that will allow you to, whether quickly or slowly but surely, build wealth. So that means not keeping up with the Joneses, maybe not upgrading your car when it comes due, right? Let's say you finish your car payments, you're like, well, now I could get a new car. Why not keep your car? That's like a personal example. The good thing about corporate is a lot of the times you can kind of see your payment structure and you know, okay, in 2 years I'm gonna get a raise, in 3 years I'm gonna get a raise, or I'm gonna get a promotion. The best way to build wealth, especially with that structure, is do not increase your spending when you get that promotion. So let's say you get promoted, you're earning an extra $10,000, $20,000 a year. If you keep your spending the exact same you now have an extra $10,000 a year, blah, 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 adjusted for taxes, that you can put into savings, and that is gonna help you build wealth. And not only put it into savings, but put it into a good investment. Probably that's gonna look like a fund. If you're Canadian, you can even put that into an invested RSP, so that will lower your taxable income. Then over the years, all of that money that you've put aside, it's gonna accumulate the compound interest. Beautiful, perfect, you're great, you're good to go. That's the best advice, especially with a corporate career where you can kind of foresee your income changing. Resist the urge to, now I make an extra 10 grand, I'm gonna spend an extra 9 grand, and then you really only are making an extra $1,000. That's something that I really struggle with, especially I find it's even really difficult as a freelancer, because I'll have a really great month, which will make me be like, oh, I'm gonna treat myself, I wanna splurge a little bit. But then the following month will be like not as good, and I'm like, damn, I should have held on to that money. So that's maybe even just harder as a freelancer. And I am someone who just gets so tempted by, like, I'm like a magpie, like I love shiny things. I believe that there is a balance between having those shiny things and desiring those shiny things, but also saving your money. Finding a lifestyle that is comfortable for you, that you don't need to keep inflating every year or every time you get a raise, is the best way to build wealth, I believe, okay? And I always have to say this, but I'm not a professional. Then the second thing is, I'm a huge fan of the side hustle. I feel like every single Q&A this comes up, but another great way to build more wealth is to make more money. And that doesn't mean becoming a freelancer or becoming an entrepreneur. You can keep your corporate job, and maybe you want to change jobs. Like there's, oh, this company B pays more than company A. But what if you got a little gig, let's say every Saturday you went in and you worked in your favorite clothing store and you made an extra $200 and you saved that money, or that $200 becomes your going out fund for the month, and then you save more money from your corporate job. Bringing in a little bit of extra income and saving that extra income, or utilizing that extra income to save somewhere else, is also an amazing way to put aside more money. And I believe that there's a side hustle out there that could work for everyone or fit for everyone. And that doesn't mean that everyone needs a side hustle. I understand that certain things in your life, maybe you're taking care of a parent, maybe you have children, maybe you just don't want one, like that's okay too. But if you're like, okay, in this year, like let's say you're like 2024 is the year I want to put aside money, maybe you get a side hustle, a nice, easy, something fun that doesn't feel like work, and you use that to put aside money for 2024. Amazing. I'm still working on this London fall. From Nappy and Fancy, she asked this question in French, so I'm gonna read it in French. Coucou, penses-tu devenir créateur de contenu en full-time? So that means, do you think about becoming a full-time content creator? Not only do I think about it, you guys, but I dream of it. This, again, is my passion. I love it. It makes me so happy. I talked about all the nature making me happy, but this makes me really happy too. And I would love for this to become my total full-time job. Like something, I'm gonna say this, and something I so dream about is I wish I could live off of my AdSense. I wish that I, had enough views on my videos to live off of AdSense. I think that would be incredible. Like I think of content creators, like I love Curtis Connor. He's so funny. He will post like these long videos, and I'm like, they get like 1 million views, and I'm like, oh my God, your AdSense paycheck must be so nice. And it's like, you could just live off that AdSense paycheck. I think that's like an absolute dream. But whatever it is, whatever combination, because being a content creator, you have so many different ways you can earn income. Through all of those ways are all things that I dream about. Dream sponsorships, affiliate programs, promoting things that I love, my own products like we now have, AdSense, all of that. Every single one of those is a dream. And yeah, it's something that I'm working towards, I think about, I dream about, I strive for, and we'll see what happens. From Haley, savings and retirement as a self-employed person. Yeah, you gotta have your own back, because there is no employer match retirement. You've gotta put the money aside for your own retirement. Savings, yeah, you gotta do it yourself. You really have to be conscious about it and have your own back, because no one is looking out for you. You've got to look out for yourself. Employer matches are fantastic. If you have a corporate job with an employer match program for your 401k, for your RSP, for whatever it's called in your country, please guys, take advantage of it. It's literally free money. But I just make sure that every single month, because I do my budgeting once a month. If you are a self-employed person who pays yourself a salary, maybe you pay yourself a salary twice a month, let's say you do it twice a month. I do my budgeting once a month. I make sure to put money into savings once a month. And I want to say the first year of being self-employed, I neglected my retirement savings. I just wasn't earning enough to keep up with the lifestyle that I had, because I obviously created my lifestyle through like my corporate job and the salary that I was making there. I wasn't making enough money to put money into savings. In fact, many months I was taking from my emergency fund and stuff to cover all my expenses. So year one, yeah, it didn't happen. But here we are, year two, I'm doing a lot better. So I make sure to put money towards my retirement, because there's also benefits, like in Canada, when you put money into your RRSP, it lowers your taxable income. So it's a win-win situation, but it's very, very important. I would say in your first year, if you are having trouble making ends meet, like let your first year be about growing your business, whatever that self-employed business is. That being said, don't go buying like Louis Vuitton bags and you're not putting money into your savings. But you don't need to be so hard on yourself year one. Year two, if you start bringing in more money, that's where you want to be like, okay, I believe, and I don't always do this, but I believe the best method is a percentage. So you say, okay, I'm going to put 10%, 20%. You need to choose the percent that's right for you. But if you have a percent amount goal of your earnings that you want to put towards your savings every month, like you're golden. That is so good. My dad used to always tell me, put aside 20% or put aside 10%. I actually don't remember what percent it was, but I don't do it every month, but I should. We are going to do one last question because my camera keeps on dying, even though it's plugged in. I guess I've just been talking for too long. This question is from Jasmine. She says, you've talked about the real estate fund thing. Are you planning to buy and move out, or is it for investing? So I'm not planning to move yet. JS and I are kind of like starting to like fantasize about one day buying a house. So I would say right now it's really for investing until the time that I'm ready to buy a home. And I really hope that's going to be with JS, but it's not yet. It's probably not for a few years, honestly. I like the way everything is right now, and I definitely do dream about having a house, but not yet. I just want to start really saving up and again, investing, so that hopefully my savings can grow a little bit by the time it's time to buy that house. That is a wrap, my friends, on this Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. Gentle Productivity Planners going on sale early November. Look out for that monthly reset. Also, thank you so much to Garage for sponsoring, for sending me these super cute loungewear. I'm so happy to be working with you guys. I will see you all in my next video. I think it's going to be the travel vlog from this trip here in Vancouver. So eyes out for that. I love you guys so much. Bye.